see here. Okay. What is up? Dude, long time no see for sure. How you been? Congrats on 2K, by the way. All right. Well, I am tying a cheap and easy ant tonight. Little dry fly. I guess relatively cheap. I guess the one thing that's expensive going into it is just the hackle. That's the only expensive part. But I've got a size 18 terrestrial dry fly hook in there. And this is kind of the fun hack part of this. This is like the grippy stuff that you throw under your sink drawers. I saw this on someone's Facebook page, or a fly tying, I think it's like Trash Flies Facebook page on Facebook. And yeah, this is a sweet little hack. These are kind of like grippy little foam things, and they just make the perfect little ant bodies. So real easy to tie, real quick, real cheap. You can tie 1,000 of them for $5, or at least get the foam part of it for $5. So I'm just starting with some black thread on here. And this is, I just cut out one of these little tabs of the little sink, or sink drawer, whatever, kitchen drawer foam. And I'm gonna attach this kind of facing backwards towards the back of the hook, towards the bend. Heck yeah. There's some cool flies. A lot of them that I see on there, I don't know why people consider them trash flies even. I think they're quality ties and awesome hacks. All right, so next up, I'm just getting some dubbing. This is the Fulling Mill Eco Trigger dub in a rusty trigger color. I think it kind of looks like a cinnamon color ant. So this is going to be what the fish see on the underside. Doesn't take a lot here. Just a little tight dubbing noodle. We'll save that excess for later, because we got another one coming up. I'm just kind of trying to build a ball there, and that's really about all I need. I'm going to fold this pre-cut out foam from the drawer liner, fold that over, trap it right in the middle. Okay. At this point, Man, I have this little piece of hackle and I've lost it now, I think 3 times. Oh wait, it's in my lap. Good. Trying to see which way we want this facing here. Now I'm just attaching this hackle right in the middle. Tonight I'm making an ant pattern, a floating dry fly. All right, now I'm coming in with this cinnamon colored parawing. I'm just gonna do a couple wraps to secure that right in the middle, and then pinch these 2 pieces together and do some post wraps here. And now we're gonna take this hackle, spin it all around this post, both sides. And I actually like to spin it back on itself. So I'm doubling it back through. I find this adds a lot of durability. I think with these hackles on dry flies, a lot of times that's the first thing to bust with these trout's little sharp teeth. So I'm just really doubling that over, trapping it with my thread. And then another little hack, I can go back through those hackles and it's not going to trap too many. And this is just reinforcing it again with my thread. And now at this point I can bust out that last little bit of hackle. We're going to fold this second piece of foam up, if I left myself enough room here. So you can kind of see the idea, ant shape coming along. Nice, Yoshi, you got the frog. Sick. I'm not giving away flies tonight. I don't know what happened last week. I had 3 saltwater flies to give away, and I guess the link wasn't working. We didn't get any entries, so didn't get that figured out before this week. Even though it would have been cool to give away some flies for Christmas, but whatever. Here we are. I'm giving away information instead. But I'm stoked you got that popper. Hopefully you can put it in a bass's or some sort of fish's mouth. All right, so I'm just sneaking another little dubbing ball under here. And at this point, I'm gonna whip finish. Normally I would try to trap that triangle back down, or that diamond back down, but what I did was tied it too far forward and didn't leave myself enough room under the eye, but I believe this will fish either way. It's kind of just like more like a chubby Chernobyl head. But I do think this little pattern represents an ant very well. Also a small beetle. It's just buggy, impressionistic, easy. I don't know, how long have I been live? 10 minutes. So talking and tying, and we got this thing done in 10 minutes. Do a little cleanup here. That post might be a little high for my liking, but we'll just leave it there. So, buggy little beetle or ant. Nice high vis. Ooh, hare's ear. Shoot, I could probably tie a hare's ear off memory. It's been a while. I'm gonna tie a couple more of these ants. If I have some time, I'll bust out a hare's ear. I also got a request last week for a brown woolly bugger. If you're watching right now, just throw a hand up and maybe we'll tie a brown woolly bugger tonight too. But for now, we're tying at least one more of these ants, because I gotta fill my dry fly box for next summer for the high alpine lakes. Ants are one of my favorite dry flies on high alpine lakes, and really when they sink, trout really key in on that too. So I've tied quite a few sinking ant patterns before, but like I said, I saw this hack. So again, I'm just using this. This is like kitchen sink drawer liner. This is that kind of grippy, foamy stuff. And you can just cut out these little tabs. They're like preformed ant bodies. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool hack I saw online. Definitely did not think of this myself. So, but yeah, you could probably tie this to a hook, and I don't know, I think you need some sort of post or something to kind of help hold it off the water. But honestly, if you had it behind something that would indicate, and this was just sitting in the surface film, like just cutting it right off the thing, it looks like an ant body. So pretty cool stuff. I don't, Antron. No, I don't think so. All right, so hook again, we're doing a size 18 terrestrial dry fly hook. This is like a 3X long, so for size 18, it's got some shank. Black thread, just go ahead and start your black thread. Man, I fish mostly the Arkansas River is my home river, but I fish all over. I fish anywhere, everywhere that I can. I like high alpine lakes, I like reservoirs, I like carp, I like saltwater. I wish I could do more saltwater fishing, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna tie this. Again, there's kind of a rounded side and a flat side. I'm gonna tie the round side down, and I'm tying it in kind of backwards here. And I leave a little tag for myself to grab, and that it's actually really durable. I've done some durability tests pulling on this just to see how well it holds up, and it seems like it's pretty durable material. I will be honest, I have not fished these patterns yet, but I'm pretty confident they're gonna fool some trout. Yeah, I mean, a hare's ear is a great fly here too. I just don't tie them very often. I know how. We like to fish the Guide's Choice hare's ear with a little bit of a soft hackle, a little orange hot spot. That's a deadly fly pattern around here as well. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. All right, so we got our little ball built up here. We're gonna fold this back over, trap it in the middle. Hopefully I don't know if I left myself enough room again. I need to remember to tie this further back. We're just gonna roll with it again anyways. Do. Oh, thanks, Nimby. Appreciate it. All right, I'm getting a little wild with this hackle. We're gonna trap it, run back through it just to add some durability. And snip her off there. Okay. So I might have left myself a little more room this time. We're gonna try and sneak the foam back over this hump. I'll leave this hump kind of small, but we do want to get that cinnamon color back under there. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. So I'm sure my fingers are blocking most of what's going on right now, but try and trap just a little piece of this foam. I think I've got it there. So whip finish. I'm a big fan of the double 3 turn. And take our post off. That last one was a little long. That one might have been a little short. Here we are figuring it out in real time. Okay. So, cool little two-tone, cinnamon black, ant, beetle, whatever you want to call it. Nice, easy to tie terrestrial though. And yeah, you've got, like I said, this whole thing was $5 and I've cut off that many. So it's like a lifetime supply of foam ants right here. And I also have, oh, I got this brown color too. So you could just tie some cinnamon ants like this guy here. I don't know if I'll even get it in focus. So, and you can see they've got little like ant bodies. They have little legs and appendages. I don't know if you can see that. Super buggy right off the sheet. $5. Go get you some. And if you don't tie ants, or if you don't fish ant patterns, I think you should start. Trout love them. All right, what else? Hare's ear? Should we do a hare's ear? I did a couple of those ants already. We got a request for a hare's ear. We got a request for a brown woolly bugger. Those are two very different things, but I think I could definitely pull off one or the other. Let's see. Yeah, let's do the hare's ear first. I don't know. Looks like, yeah, we'll do the hare's ear first. Let's see. NDJDC. NDJDC. You still here, my dude? You still want to see the hare's ear? Oh man, I did a really good video for stillwater stocked ponds for a pellet fly. If these stocked ponds are fed, if the fish are fed pellets, I got the fly for you. It's on our page, you can check it out. Otherwise, damsel flies are probably really good if there's dragonflies or damsels flying around. What up, fly tying junkie? Oh, I guess I was already answering your question, but yeah. Pellet flies, damsel flies. You can try like small streamers. Let's see, what did we say? Hare's ear. We're gonna swap up the thread. We should probably throw a bead on that sucker. What kind of bead? Oh yeah, hard to have complaints around Christmas. I guess that's not true. Some people could complain around Christmas, I'm sure. But it seems like overall most people are just happier this time of year for some reason. Okay, so I don't know, I just grabbed a random hook. This is like a fulling mill grab gape. I think it's a size 14. It honestly looks like it's not gonna be, like that bead is gonna be too big already for proportion wise, so I'm gonna go smaller. Or I need to go bigger hook. That's gonna be better. Salmon. I'm sorry, which salmon shirt, Yoshi? Is it on our site? One of my shirts? That looks a little better. It's silver instead of brass or copper, but it's gonna work nonetheless. Man, my thread's all wonky. There we go. Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, Yoshi. Appreciate it, man. I designed all those shirts myself. I used to consider myself somewhat of an artist, but yeah, hobbies kind of change over the years. But it's been fun getting back on some drawing stuff lately. I actually just designed a new tarpon design that I'm gonna put up soon. All right, we're doing a hare's ear here. I don't know if that homie's still on here that asked for the hare's ear, but sounded fun, so I'm doing it. And I'm not really following a recipe, so if you guys want to yell at me in the comments for doing it wrong, please feel free. I already feel like I'm messing up with this tail. That's not gonna be a good tail. What do we have? Pheasant tail? No. It's gotta be like partridge or something, I think. But do I have the right? Partridge. Bear with me, guys. Ha. All right, I think I got what I need here. All right, my guy, I will be here. All right, so we got soft hackle. This is hen hackle. This is what I'm gonna do my tail out of. I don't know if this is any better than what I just had going, but this looks more ideal. More like what I'm used to seeing, at least. I'm gonna try to snip out the middle of this just to get it less blunt looking. I don't know. There we go. That's a crazy little tail. Is that even a tail? Can you guys even see that? I think we gotta do a longer tail than that. Try again. We're gonna do the same method though. I think it was on to something there. Pinching, applying. No, that's too long. Goldilocks tail here. That's gonna work. All right, we gotta taper that down just a little more. Man, this might be the ugliest hare's ear nymph you've ever seen. But whatever. I think typically you'd use like a gold Flashaboo here. I'm gonna use gold wire because I think it's probably a little more durable. You can see the tail. That's good news. It's not, I don't know. Someone yelled at me in the comments the other day for wearing a black shirt and tying a black fly or a dark fly. And then I tried to be conscious of that tonight since I was tying the ants and them being black. I was like, oh, I'll wear a light colored shirt and it'll all be good. And I think that worked out great while I was tying the ant. And here I am tying a hare's ear that's light colored and it probably blends in with my shirt pretty good. But whatever. We'll do the brown woolly bugger after this and that'll be more contrasting towards my shirt. All right. So homie that asked me to tie this asked for a dark hare's ear. He also asked for like an Antron dubbing. I don't think I have a dark Antron dubbing on me, but I do have this hare's ear box from Hairline. And I'm just gonna kind of go with the traditional hare's ear color because that guy has not chimed in a while, so I don't know if he's even watching anymore. I think I need to get a little tighter on my dubbing, or this is gonna be an ugly fly. This might be the ugliest tarsier I've seen in a while. We're rolling with it though. Man. I think I'm gonna abandon this. And I think you know what my issue is I'm trying to build it on like a pretty short, curvy hook. And it's just goofy. It's coming out goofy. I mean, I might as well finish. Fuck it. We've come this far. It's just horrible. I think we can save it though. Maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. This would definitely probably. It's usually the uglier flies that catch fish. But when I'm tying for, you know, YouTube, looks like there's like quite a few people watching right now. So I want it to at least look kind of good. But that's all right. Next one's gonna be better. I wasn't planning on tying a hare's ear, so I'm kind of just grabbing materials as I go and trying to make something happen. It's kind of goofy, not gonna lie. Just doing a little darker hare's ear dubbing as well right here. Now I'm gonna fold this flashback over. Couple wraps to trap it. I'm gonna snip that off right there. And that is the ugliest little flashback hare's ear. I don't know if you can even see it. Tight. All right, I don't really want to try that again. I agree. Thank you, River Walker. I think it'll still catch some fishies. It's still buggy. Looks like, honestly, it could be a little stone, little caddis, little mayfly, whatever. All you gotta do is put it in the fish's zone. All right, I'm gonna ditch that thing. I'm gonna get back to tying this ant. We're gonna tie a few more ants, and then we're gonna call it a night. Maybe one more ant, and then call it a night. Maybe a couple more. I don't know. All right, so back in the vise with the size 18 terrestrial hook. Back with the black thread here. Two more. We'll see. I'll do at least one more ant, and then if someone suggests a pattern that I think I can pull off for the second one, not a hare's ear again. I wasn't anticipating that. That's like an easy fly typically too, but I started with the wrong hook and the wrong thread probably too. That was like what 140 UTC, so that's pretty thick thread. It was just the right color and it was handy. Everything I grabbed was handy. I'm making excuses for a bad fly, I'm sorry. All right, black thread. I'm gonna go a little further into the bend here. At in mellow 2725, thank you. 2 joules. I'm not really sure what all that means yet, but I appreciate it. I think it's good things. I'll put my stuff away. So back to the, I gotta do some damage on this. Morgan was looking at me crazy when I told her this was for tying flies and not for the kitchen drawers. Lifetime supply of this stuff. All right, so I've been tying it. I left a little tab on there, and I'm tying it flat side up, round side down, and tying it in backwards here towards the back. And those tabs are actually pretty strong, so they hold well. What up, Jay Spence? How you doing tonight? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right, we're coming in with this Eco trigger dubbing in the rust color again. Okay. Hackle, 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 hackle. Coming in with just some black saddle hackle here. Oh, and it slipped right out of there. That's twice. Don't have a lot of room to work in between these pieces of foam. There we go. Third time's the charm. Okay, now I'm coming in with this orange, cinnamon, whatever, parapost. Little dabble do ya. Couple wraps to secure it, and then I'm just bringing these together and doing some post wraps. bring this hackle around. I'm spinning this hackle back on itself. Just to add some durability. Trapping with my thread and wrapping my thread back through the hackle for even more added durability. Man, yeah, Wednesday night tying at the shop is happening. I don't know the schedule though. I know they're taking a break over the holidays because I know some of the guys are headed to Pyramid Lake in Nevada. So I think the shop's going to be closed a lot of the holidays. But yeah, just they should post on their Instagram pretty regularly when it's going to be back open, or when it's up and running, I should say, the fly tying night. I actually have not made it this year. I know the next Eddie down in Salida is doing one as well. I think it's every Sunday or every other Sunday. Seems like a pretty good turnout to that one. What's up, the Real Podcast Brothers? How's it going? All right, let's see if I left myself enough room to trap this little triangle again. I'm pretty dang close to crowding my eye there, but we'll sneak a whip finish in. Oh yeah, we can get another 3-turn in there. There we go. Damn, 2-pound fish? What kind of fish? Trout? Bass? 2 pounds is pretty good. Pretty good sized fish. I fished today too. I went for lake trout for Mackinac, and that's kind of my obsession is lake trout. Nice, 2-pound bass. That's awesome. I don't have a lot of bass around these parts in Colorado. There's one lake, but it's probably covered in ice right now. That's about 20 minutes from me. But I did go for lake trout today, and I landed one. It was a small one, but I had 2 on that were, I don't know, probably over 30 pounds. That's not even an exaggeration. They're big, big fish. And typically I see them and I don't get a lot of eats, but something about today, I got three eats and quite a few follows. It was pretty sweet. So I'm gonna go back up there and hope for something for a little Christmas Eve session tomorrow. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, right? Yeah. Personal best bass, 6 pounds. That's rad. That's a big bass. My personal best bass is probably like, I don't even know if I'm in the pounds yet, but I only fly fish and I live in Colorado. Don't have a lot of bass lakes around, but that's awesome. Congrats, congrats. All right. Anyone have a suggestion? I don't know if I want to tie any more of these ants. I've tied 4. My ADHD is kicking in. I tried to tie a hare's ear. That didn't work out very well. I mean, it'll fish. It'll fish. This is the hare's ear. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of goofy. Wrong hook. Yeah, the ant with a CDC parachute. That would work. I think, I mean, I tied like 5 or 6 before I even went with this pattern. I think there's multiple ways you could tie this up. CDC is always a favorite in dry flies though. I tied here. This one's pretty simple. This was probably the fastest one I tied, and I literally just tied. And honestly, this would fish, but I tied down the middle with thread, right, and then wrapped black hackle on there, and called it a done fly. There's like no dubbing. I'm not trapping, folding, trapping, folding, trapping. It's literally just trapping the middle, leaving each of these diamonds off like a little post. I mean, save yourself some time tying, call that a guide fly. That'll definitely fish. And then, yeah, what else did I do? Kind of a similar thing, but with like a grizzly hackle, and I left them longer to imitate more wings, like splayed out wings laid on the water, which also I think would work. But yeah, keep it simple. What is the saying? The kiss method. Keep it simple, stupid. Something like that. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm calling myself stupid. Anyways, I do not deer hunt. I would get into hunting. I would eat deer. I like deer and elk meat. And I like hunting fish. So I think I'd like hunting animals, but yeah, no deer hunting. Anyways, I'm gonna dip out for the night. I think Morgan's cooking some dinner. I told her I'd be on for like an hour. But thank you all for joining. Peace out to anyone still watching, and stay tuned. I'll probably be on this time next week. Later, Yoshi. Probably like Monday or Tuesday. If you're not already following, go follow, turn on notifications, and it'll let you know when I'm tying. I like to tie live. I've also been giving away flies, so didn't do it tonight, but maybe next week I'll give away the flies that I tie again. And yeah, you guys get them for free. It's just something to do, I guess. Anyways, I was gonna go to the Bahamas next week, but the guy that was gonna watch my dog got a hernia and has to have surgery, so he's no longer able to watch my dog. So the Bahamas trip got pushed back a couple weeks. I'm still going, just a little later. So I'm around right now. I think I'm just gonna be fishing for lake trout and tying flies, and I'm in the middle of editing a little video, so stay tuned for that coming up. Anyways, yeah, enough rambling. Peace out, y'all.